Good morning, students. In the second lecture, we are going to discuss about how to create an employee salary creation in MySQL. So, for the first step, we need to create a table. Okay, so I am going to create a table as EMP salary. The column name is EMP ID, EMP name, department, basic, DA, HRA, PF, and NetPay. So, generally, employee salary is based on the following columns. So, each and every employee, they have an employee ID, and they have an employee name, and they have a department, and basic salary, dearness allowance, house rent allowance, and provident fund. So I am going to assign my type as for employee ID is an integer, employee name is an varchar, department is an varchar, basic as integer, DA as integer, and HRA as integer, PF as integer, NetPay as integer. So once you enter this command, it will create query. Okay, table is created. Okay, if you want to know the table structure, you need to use the command as DESC space EMP salary. See, the DESC is nothing but it is a description of a particular table. So I am going to describe my, say my table structure of my EMP salary. I am going to use DESC space EMP salary. It will show what all the fields are available and what is the type, whether any constraints are applied for the table, whether there is a default value or null value. So if you want to know the entire table structure, you need to use the command as DESC space table name. Okay, so far we have done with the table. The next step is we need to insert the record. So while inserting the record, so for employee salary calculation, we are going to insert only the 4 columns. So if you want to insert a particular data in the column, for that you need to use insert into table name. So on which column the data will be inserted. So I am going to insert only 4 columns. You need to mention the column name. So employee ID, employee name, department, and basic. So I have 4 columns. The value of the employee ID is 101, Satish, developer, and 20,000. So I am going to insert 4 records: 101 for Satish, 102 for Gautam, 103 for Lakshman, and 104 for Kumar. So once I insert the record, if I retrieve the record, select star from EMP salary, it will show employee ID, employee name, department, basic. For the rest of the column, it will automatically update the value as null column. Okay, so we need to calculate DA, HRA, PF, and NetPay. So for that, we need to update the record from the existing table. Okay, so for employee salary calculation, they have given a percentage for DA, HRA, PF, and NetPay. So how we are going to update this record, we are going to see in the next slide. So for DA, it is from 5% from basic salary. Okay, the calculation for DA will be 5% from base salary. So for that, we need to use update command. So update table name, set DA equivalent to basic into 5%. So 5% is nothing but 5 by 100, where ID equivalent to 100. So this where command is nothing but your condition, whether this 5% is updated to which employee. Whether the employee ID is 101, the particular 5% will be updated to employee number 101. Okay, so this where is nothing but condition. If you want to update a particular employee, a particular name, you need to use where command is. So if you enter this command, after only one row is matched, so one row is changed. I am going to update for 102, 103, and 104. Okay, this is for basic salary calculation. For DA calculation for 101, 102, 103, and 104. The next will be, once you move on to select star from table name, it will automatically update the record as DA, DA command 1000, 750, 1250, and 1000. So DA column is updated. The next column is HRA, PF, and NetPay. For HRA, I am going to use 7% from the basic salary, and PF it is 9% from basic salary. So I am going to use update table name, set HRA equivalent to basic into 7 by 100. So I am not specified any condition here. So this 7% will be automatically updated to all the employees in the given table. So if I mention update employee salary, set HRA equivalent to basic into 7 by 100, where EMP ID is 101, means only 101 7% will be updated for HRA column. If I not mention where command, it will update all the record in the given table. See, I have not specified any where command. It will show us 4 row as matched and 4 row as changed. same for PF command, and the next will be a net salary. Okay, the net salary will be an update table name, set net pay equivalent to basic plus DA and HRA. For the formula for net salary is you need to add your basics, you need to add basic, DA, HRA, and you have to deduct PF amount from the given formula. So after you enter this command, it will show this 4 row is matched and 4 row is changed. This is all about employee salary calculation. Once you move on to select start from this table name, it will show the entire data, see basic, DA, HRA, PF and NP. Okay, so after this, if you want to show only the particular column from the table, we need to use select EMP ID, EMP name, department and NP. So I know in my output I need to show only the particular column. If you want to know the particular column, you need to separate it by comma. Employee ID, comma, then employee name, comma, department, comma, net pay from basic salary from your table name. It will retrieve the data as employee ID, employee name, department, net pay. So we can select a particular column from the table. If you want to select a particular column, we need to separate each and every column by comma. This is all about selecting particular rows and particular columns. If you want to select particular rows, now I am going to list particular column. If you want to select particular rows, you need to mention where command. See, where your department equivalent to software engineer. So in the table, who are all the employees is working on the department software engineer, it will select the particular rows and it will listing in the command console window. This is all about selecting particular rows and particular columns. Okay, then the next topic is nothing about arranging your data. So for arranging your data, the data can be arranged in both ascending order and descending order. By default, your data will be in ascending order format. Okay, so if you want to specify any data in SQL server, by default it is an ascending order format. Whereas in MySQL, okay, you need to specify whether your data will be in ascending order. You need to specify as AAC. AAC is nothing but ascending. For DESC is nothing but descending option. So I am going to use the command as select table name, select EMP ID, EMP name, department and net pay from basics from table name, order by ename AAC. So this order by command, it will arrange your record. Okay, it will arrange your record in AAC is nothing but it is in ascending order format. In which column? In for employee name, it will be in ascending order format. See, once you execute this command, it will show employee name as in ascending order format. Okay, you can see the employee ID is changed. It will be arranged in the employee name as ascending order format. If you want to arrange the record in descending order, you need to mention the column name as column name and you need to change the keyword as DESC. Once you change DESC, it will arrange your record in descending order format. See Satish, Lakshman, Kumar and Gautam, it will automatically arrange your record in descending order format. Okay, this is all about how to sorting your data. The next important concept is your date calculation. Okay, so what is date calculation? So even though MySQL provides different kinds of functions to perform calculation on dates, so now I am going to calculate the age. I'm going to calculate the age between from one date to another date. So for that, if you want to know the difference between two dates, you need to use timestamp diff function. So in this timestamp diff function, it will show the different. It will calculate the difference between two dates. Okay. So for example, I am going to create table name as person is my table name. So under person, I am going to create two columns. One is a person name, another one is a date of birth. So person name is in varchar type, date of birth is a date type. Okay, since in MySQL the date format for by default the date format will be in year, month and date. Okay, I am going to insert my data Sanjay, Gautam and Udaya. For Sanjay it is date of birth and Gautam date of birth and Udaya date of birth. Once you retrieve the command, once you type select start from table name, it will list the Sanjay record, Gautam record and Udaya record. So now I am going to now I created the table person table. The next step, you need to calculate the date between one date to another date. So for that I am going to use timestamp diff function. See how I am going to calculate means in output it will show in the column name, person name, date of birth and current date. Okay. So in the output window it will show the person name, and date of birth of the person name and the current date. Okay, it will show the current date, and the next step it will calculate the date between one day to another day. So year is nothing but one. It is the first column, and date of birth the second day. Okay, and current date. So I'm going to calculate this timestamp diff. The entire calculation will be stored in the column name as age. Okay, it will calculate the date and it will be stored in the column name as age from person table. See, it will show the difference between date of birth and the year. Okay, why I am calculating year format means because in generally date of birth it may contain date, month and year. So if you want to calculate date of birth, you need to know year. So for year wise calculation, I am going to use year as my first parameter and DOB as my second parameter and current date as my third parameter. It will calculate the difference between two dates with the parameter as year format as age from person table. Okay, and the next will be an it will show order by command. So as I said before, if you are using order by default MySQL it will arrange a record in ascending order form. Okay, you should not mention whether it is an ASC or DSC. If you mention order by, it will arrange a record in ascending order form. This is all about date calculation. In date calculation, okay, if you want to perform date calculation in MySQL, you should use timestamp diff function. This is all about date calculation. The next step is working with null values. Okay, so what is null values? Null values is differ from 0. If you not enter any data in the particular column, it will update the record as null. So you already seen in the column C, in the salary calculation page, say I have not updated HRA and PF, it will automatically taken the value as null. So null is differ from 0. Okay, so what I am going to do is, if I am not entered any column in any data in the particular column, it will not show the null value. Okay, so how to neglect the null value means in the table itself we can avoid the null value. So now I'm going to create a table as leads is my table name, ID is my first column, integer is my data type. I'm going to auto increment the value. For example, my first column will be, first row will be an 1, and second, if I enter second row, it will automatically update it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will automatically increment your value as ID as an increment value, and first name, last name, source, email and phone number. Okay, so I will just create the table in the table name as leads. See, now I'm going to insert the particular record. First name John Doe, web search John Doe at ACME at null. See, if I have not mentioned any data here, see, I am going to use null column because I have not entered phone number. I am going to type as null, so it will update as null column. The same thing for next column, first name, last name, source and phone number. Okay, so once you enter the data, okay, in SQL Server, if you not enter the particular column, it will throw an error. If you apply your not null constraint in the table, it will throw an error. In MySQL, it will automatically neglect that error and it will be updated as null column. This is the major difference between your SQL and MySQL clone. See, in this column, I'm going to insert only first name, last name, source and phone number. Since ID is an auto increment, once you update the record, the ID will be automatically incremented 1, 2, 1, 3, 4 and so on. So I just update my first name, last name and source and phone number. I have not mentioned my email, so it will automatically take that as null value. So the same thing, if the same query, it will be executed in your SQL server window, it will throw an error because this the null value should not applicable once you enter the constraint as not null in the table. If you are leaving the particular column while inserting the record, it will throw an error. So this will be avoided in your MySQL console. Okay, this is all about the null value. So null value is differ from 0. These both are not same, it is differ from 0. This is all about what is null values. Next thing is pattern matching. So pattern matching is nothing but, okay, it will retrieve the record based on your condition. Okay, here for pattern matching, you are going to use like operator. Okay, like operator is one of the important operator for SQL patterns. Okay, so now I already create the table name as pet where my pet name, it will start from B. B percentage means it will start from your pet name from B star, B percentage. See the pet name as Buffy and Bowser. Since like is nothing but it is a pattern matching operator, percentage is nothing but from the first character what are all the rest of the character. It will start from B, what are the rest of the character, it will show in your pet name as in pattern matching form. And the next will be as percentage FI. In the previous command, percentage will be at the last. The next command, percentage will be at the first. Okay. So the ending character should be in FI format. Okay. So what are all the pet animal? It will end it from FI. It will return the record. See, I have Fluffy and Buffy. This is all about percentage FI command. And the next command is percentage W percentage. Okay. So what are all the pet name? It will be in W format. It will be in between W format. So I have Claus, Bowser, Whistler. These are all the character which contain W. See, if the pet animal pet name contain W, it will list the record as it lists the record like this: Claus, Bowser, and Whistler. See, in Claus W is available. In Bowser W is available. In Whistler W is available. This is all about pattern matching technique. Okay. At last, it is a dash bar. So dash bar is nothing but I am going to specify 5 instances here, 5 dash. So what are all the pet animal having 5 character, it will list the record like this. See, Claus is a 5 character, Buffy is a 5 character. So for that you need to use 5 underscore here. So I am going to use 5 and 5 underscore means the pet animal which is having exactly 5 character, it will list the pet name as in SQL format. It is all about your pattern matching technique. Next thing is your counting rows. Okay, so now I am going to count the number of record, number of rows in a particular table. You need to use count star. So I am going to use select count star from pet. So it will count number of rows is available in the particular table. Okay, if I want to group, so for example, I have a pet name. For example, Benny, Dan, and Gwen and Harlan. So these are all the owners of the pet. So Benny is having how many pets? So for example, I need to know how many pets are available with Benny and how many pets are available with Dan. So if I want to count based on the owner, I am going to select owner count start from pet. So it will count the number of record from the owner table based on the owner count from the given count start function table. Okay, it's all about counting rows. The next thing is using more than one table. If you want to use joins command, so join is nothing but it is going to combine more than one table. I have table 1 and table 2. I want to combine both the table into one table. Okay. For example, I have table A, I have table B. I am going to combine these two tables. I am going to create the table as table C. For that, you need to use joins command. So I am going to create event table like this. I have name of the event, date of the event, type of the event, and remark. So I am going to use joins command here. I am going to show the difference between birth date and from birth to current date. So based on year calculation, in output it will show the pet name and what is the age of the pet and what is the remark of the pet. Okay. So I am going to use inner join here. So using this inner join technique, you have to compare two columns in the two tables. So I have name from pet column I have column name from pet table and name from event table. So I am going to comparing these two columns, and the most important thing is whether your type of your event will be letter. If the condition is matched with the particular both the table, it will list the record like this. So generally joins, we have a different type of join. We have inner join, cross join, outer join. So inner join, it will specify a condition. If the condition is met, it will retrieve the records. Okay. So these are all the basic MySQL queries which we are going to, which are already available in your syllabus. Okay. If you have any doubts in this lecture video, you can ask in the comment box. Thank you, students. Thank you.